I can't help you become a better Dungeon Master. Nobody can. Not Brennan Lee Mulligan, Matt Colville, or Matt Mercer, or anyone else named Matt. Because you won't be a better Dungeon Master by watching YouTube videos. You can only become a better DM by running the game. That's it. That's the whole video. Except then why do you keep watching DM advice videos? Or actual plays? Or other Dungeon Tube videos? Why do I keep uploading these videos onto my own channel? It's because I want you to know that you can become a better Dungeon Master all by yourself. All I'll ever do is talk about a simple trick, but you have to start doing that in your next session. And I have a method for doing just that that'll help both new and experienced Dungeon Masters, novice to adept. Welcome to Mystic Arts, where I pretend to be Mossy Antler and talk about therapy in role-playing games. My name is Daði, I'm a professional writer and director, and I've been DMing for over 10 years. I want to talk to you, genuinely, about something that's been bothering me, because I think there's an illusion that we've all sort of bought into, that passively consuming content is the same as learning. I mean, listen, this is a problem across the entire human species at the moment, and we're out here with our talk ticks and our Instagrams and this YouTube's thing. Algorithms are now in charge of how we engage with culture. We watch movies at the cinemas when their short-form marketing campaigns are popping off, and we know films from the memes the internet has made out of them. Hell, even when we open up a streaming service to engage with whatever media we're going to watch directly, we don't escape Big Daddy Algo. Because what the streaming service shows us is determined by our profile on their app. What we're watching is determined by thumbnail-based A/B testing with trending pages and up next pages, just like YouTube. And that's not to say algorithms are inherently evil or anything. Video education and edutainment is a part of it. I think it's one of the good things to come out of this current technological revolution. It's easier to learn new stuff than ever, as long as we don't get caught in the glue trap. But oh my god, is it a highly developed glue trap? We step one foot on it and we're stuck. DM advice and DungeonTube is a part of that. I'm a part of that. Something I'm still grappling with, if I'm honest. Me and AB just started this internet thing, and it's already changing how I think about the world. There's an entire ecosystem out there of really good DM advice videos catered to the systems you're playing, to the play styles you're playing in, with its own celebrities and up-and-comers and shout-outs and whatever else. It's an organic ecosystem. And the goal of everyone in that ecosystem is, to some extent, and that's including us at Mystic Arts, is to get people to look at our videos. We A/B test thumbnails, study analytics and engagement and trends and up next pages. I like to think we're helping people, and sometimes we are. People do tell us as much in the comments and in our Discord and on Patreon, but the one comment that breaks my heart more than anything else is when someone says they're watching these videos, but they aren't running the game, or they've never run the game despite watching these videos. Or they're waiting to reach some sort of zenith of understanding, whatever that is. And that can seem appealing. Like if you watch all the Mystic Arts videos on encounter design or pacing or world building or tone or villains or allies or whatever and all of them, well, maybe then you've seen all the videos, but you haven't run a session yet. So those videos failed at making you a better DM because you're not running the game. Good DMs run sessions. You can binge as many videos as you like and still show up to your next session just as uncertain, as nervous, just as stuck on what to do next. Why is that? Why does the glue trap work? It's because watching content feels good. It feels like you're learning. It doesn't make you anxious, it's just relaxing. But it's kind of like junk food. It's filling in all the wrong ways, because watching isn't doing. You don't get better at playing guitar by watching someone play guitar. You have to pick one up. I remember finishing my studies at film school, and then arriving on a film set and realizing how dumb I was, how unprepared I was, and how nothing I could have done in film school would have prepared me. But I had to actually get on a film set to start learning on the first day. DMing is the exact same. Learning is about feeling the friction. It's about being uncomfortable, out of your element, and being kind of shit. Actually, let me hand it over to a cartoon dog.
Dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something.
Do yourself a favor and go suck at something. It's not complicated. You just need to feel the friction and build calluses. You'll learn where the problems are when you run bad games. You'll learn where pacing collapses when you lose it. You'll learn about table tone when you watch it clash. And you'll learn about improv when you bomb an NPC. Once you start to accept that fact, you'll build skill so much faster. When your sessions are done and you're sitting there afterwards wondering why this one felt weird, why it sucked, You can diagnose it. Literally ponder the cause and effect that led you to where you ended up. Why did the players choose to investigate that one carpet endlessly? Presumably because they thought it was important. Why did they think it was important? Presumably because I said something, or someone else said something. Then you ask yourself what you could have done differently. Maybe I, the DM, shouldn't have spent so many words on describing the carpet, and I should have used those words to describe the urn of all evil that was on top of the carpet. Maybe I should have just said, upon closer inspection, it looks like an ordinary carpet. Or maybe, after the fourth question about the carpet, the urn of all evil could have, exploded or something. Other times, you might wonder, why do my players keep ignoring the plot, shouting threats at one another and calling me names and making me feel small? Maybe that's an issue I have to go talk to them about. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a DM has to solve every problem at the table, but this video, this channel, it's for DMs. And I can't talk to your players, but I can talk to you. And when problems come up, someone has to solve them. And since you noticed the problem, that might as well be you. Regardless, you diagnose your session, you find the things you didn't like, and you focus on improving them so they won't happen next time. And there's some good news here. If you're already running sessions regularly, you are getting better, even if it might not feel like it. Once you start diagnosing your sessions, you'll notice how much you're improving from just gaining experience. So I want you to escape the algorithm's dopamine loop and go run a session. Don't just hope the next one is the one that makes you confident. Go be unconfident. Go be uncomfortable. Go learn by fire. Because, and you might think I've lost it a little when I say this, I think you need to be a little uncomfortable to do anything well. That aftertaste of a little bit of fear, the fear of failure, it's what keeps you sharp. There is countless stories out there about DMs who ran their best session when things unexpectedly went off the rails. And I think that's because they had a bit of fear to help sharpen them up. Of course, you can't guarantee things will go unexpectedly off the rails in a session. The best you can do is be ready to accept that gift when your players do you the favor of giving it to you. And then you let them go off the rails. Let them make you afraid enough to run a good session. But sometimes I want to simulate that fear all by myself. I can do that by increasing the stakes, telling my players I have a big session planned tonight, or whatever, to make them think I've got something cooking, even when it's just a handful of details about the local trout fisherman. But I can also experiment, and you should too. It doesn't matter if you've been running for ages or if you just got started. If you're a new DM, make each session be about learning one feature of the game. Session 1, you try and dip your toes a little bit into all 3 core gameplay pillars. Smidge of combat, smidge of RP, smidge of exploration. Session 2, figure out combat properly. Just combat, that's your focus. Session 3, introduce an NPC and roleplay the crap out of them. Session 4, have your players chart an overland travel course and figure it out. Pick these things and you make each session about learning something you want to learn and use the session as an excuse to learn it. Construct your own classes. And this doesn't just apply to new DMs. Everybody should do this. I've run thousands of sessions by now. That seems ridiculous, but I have. And sometimes I get too comfortable. Basically, I think I'm untouchable and I'll go strolling in all high and mighty, and that's when it collapses. Make your next session be about trying something new. Bonus points if it's something you wouldn't normally do. Mix it up in a way you think you might not like. If you normally run with a DM screen, skip it next time. If you normally don't use random encounters, try a genuine one next session. If you normally struggle with role-playing NPCs, make your next session feature an NPC going through a really tough time. Go put yourself out of your comfort zone at the risk of that fear creeping up, and then catch it and embrace the chaos as you learn what you like and what you don't like about the technique, and then keep experimenting. If you're new to this, you'll quickly discover your own opinions on the game. Not mine, not some other dungeon tubers. We don't matter at your table. Find out what you like, what your players like, and more importantly, find out why you like what you like. Are there other things you might like for the same reasons? Try them next. And for God's sake, don't go overboard. Try one new idea every session. Don't try 50 things, not every bell and whistle from all the creators you're currently watching or all the source books you've bought or are reading or whatever. Just one thing. This is why DungeonTube and source books can be dangerous, because if you're consuming more than you're running, You might find yourself entering each session with 5 new things from 5 creators, and you want to try all of them, and then you get overwhelmed, and then you get anxious, and then the fear isn't just that little bit, it's a bunch. It gets overwhelming to the point where you're unable to overcome it. Just make sure to experiment with one thing at a time. Do voices. Let players narrate more. Don't look up the rules tonight. Just make rulings. When you're done playing, see what makes you tick. Diagnose the session. It's not about something as nebulous as don't be shit or be more good instead, but rather about developing taste, your own DM voice, authority, essence. And yes, some of those experiments will go terribly. They'll be weird, cringy, or confusing. You'll feel awkward, and the pace will collapse. But that's not failure, that's learning. Every misstep, every session is a lesson. You don't need to be the perfect DM right now. You just need to decide that you're going to be a perfect DM eventually, and then you work towards it. And that alone will make you a perfect DM right now. So if all you need to do is suck a little, and eventually you'll get good, why are there dungeon tubers? I don't know why the others are doing this, but I can tell you why I am. I want to develop that toolkit. We're not here to make you better. Just spark an idea, tell you stories, inspire you. Maybe we're able to create some kind of language or phrase to help you describe what you've understood in your gut, but never been able to verbalize. Maybe we can tell you a story that inspires you to steal something for your next game, or maybe we'll introduce you to something and you'll say, ugh, gross, I don't like that. Why would anyone do that? And maybe that's all you needed. One step closer to developing taste. In that vein, you might be interested in a pair of video series on the Patreon for Mystic Apprentices and above. The first is Daði's Diary, where I go in depth on my session prep notes, how I organize myself, and what games I'm running at the moment. The second is Game Tales, where I sit down with my players and we talk about campaigns I ran in the past and how they affected the ongoing campaign setting and how they went horribly wrong. So if that's interesting to you and you want to support the channel directly and get more videos in return, click the first link in the description below. Anyway, if you run a bunch of sessions and you've gotten your reps in and you're no longer uncertain and you're no longer nervous ever, right? No. Sorry, that's the point. Choosing to always be learning, choosing to stay curious, excited, and experimental is going to make you afraid and uncertain and nervous. And those nerves are going to wake you up, keep you awake. And then you try something crazy and you experiment in your next session. What if you're stuck in the muck and unsure of what to try next? Well, maybe that's why there are dungeon tubers. That's why I'm doing this. I'm here to tell you about the experiments I've run and what I learned from them, hopefully inspiring you to try them. You'll try some and hate them, but you might like a few others. Our comment section are full of people on one side saying that what we're talking about is impossible and stupid, and the people on the other side saying, this is the way I've been doing it for more years than you've been alive, boy. The mystic arts are just the tools we experiment with when we run the game, because understanding that toolkit is going to make you better. When inevitably an edge case scenario crops up, you'll reach into the toolbox of experiments you've tried, deploy a solution, and solve the issue on the spot. That's why we experiment. So we develop the tools we need to solve problems we aren't dealing with yet. That's why we create that little bit of fear by trying new things, because that little bit of fear is a much better mood to learn new and scary things, rather than the actual horror of being really unsure of what to do in a given situation. Really, we're not teachers. We're like kindling. You have to be the fire. So why are AB and I doing this? Is it to make you a better dungeon master? No, I can't make you a better dungeon master. I really, really can't. Only you can make you a better dungeon master. I want to be your personal trainer. I want you to leave every video excited to go run the game. Go be a revolutionary in this algorithm ecology and do something where the algorithm isn't involved at all. Go pretend to be a dragon with your friends who are stuck in a dungeon. I just want to inspire you to run something. Maybe some stories in my games might inspire you to steal things or inform you about your opinions or make you realize what you do like and what you don't like. But that's about all I can do. It's up to you to try those tricks. Develop those categories and use that inspiration to run the game. Only you can make yourself a better dungeon master, so go run the game. Find just one idea that you want to try out, whether it comes from dungeon tubers or the internet or your own brilliant mind. Then commit to trying it out in your next session. See how you feel about this new thing and develop your own opinion on it. Play with it, and then in your next game, try something else. Use each session as an opportunity to try new things and see for yourself what works and what doesn't. Develop a taste for what you like, what you don't like, and as you go on, why you like what you like, and why you don't like what you don't like. Use a game night as an opportunity to get excited about new stuff to try. Use an adventure to try a new style of play, or a campaign to try a new culture around the table. Ditch the GM screen for your next session, or ditch the minis, or make the goal of your next adventure be about learning how to make lovable NPCs, or exciting villains, or homebrew monsters, or whatever it is that's currently frightening you. Ignore everything else. Any product you're being sold or supplement you're told you need, and instead go run the game for yourself where you learn new things. Go teach yourself. Don't wait until you've watched all the advice. Don't get distracted by what the algorithm says you need. Just run your game. Try something, learn, adapt, repeat, because you are the best teacher you will ever have the pleasure to learn from. And that's where we'll pick it up next time. Thanks so much for watching this video. This channel is run by me and my girlfriend. And if this video was useful and you're feeling especially generous, go to the comments and tell me when you're running your next session. Until next time, keep studying the mystic arts.